Black Lace is a rock and metal cover band from Nashua, New Hampshire that was formed in February of 2022. We perform anything from Black Sabbath to Motley Crue to Queen. The four of us make up the band, each coming from different backgrounds and having various music tastes and experience.
When I was a young child, I used to pull pots and pans out of my mother's cupboard. I would bang on those with my hands or my spoons. I was always trying to do that. I got into 5th grade and they had you choose an instrument, and I chose playing drums. And then through high school I played with the Londonderry Marching Band, which it was a lot of fun, and got a lot of exposure playing different stuff and meeting different people that play other instruments.
I've always liked playing bass. Bass is easy to get into, it's really hard to master.
I first started playing guitar when I was probably like 13 or 14. It honestly wasn't really until I was in my 20s that I really started to like knuckle down and learn how to play the thing. And since then, it's been a wicked fun kind of wild ride. You know, it's a lot of fun getting together, jamming, playing music, trying to figure it out with the band. The camaraderie that develops out of that is always fun. Everybody always has the same goal, and that's really to make it work.
I've been in some form of chorus since elementary school. Music has always just been like a huge part of my life. I've been playing piano since 7th grade, and I've been playing bass for just over a year now, but I have been singing since before I can remember.
Again, it was time to put a band together again, and I thought a Black Sabbath tribute sort of thing would be good. So I found Ken. So Ken and I started working together. We found a guitarist who turned out to be pretty abysmal. So we ditched that project. That was that. But then we started looking around again. We found Mike. So the band kind of mutated a few times until we found a good core of folks like we have now, and I think we're going to ride this out for a while.
Oh, me and Paul have been playing since like August. We were just both looking for musicians online to like kind of play music with, have some kind of camaraderie, and kind of move forward as like a band unit.
We all kind of figured we sort of got along. We had another singer who just didn't work out. We met Brooke, obviously, and just sort of took off from there.
So Paul had actually reached out to me, and honestly, I was a little apprehensive at first about joining. I'd never, sung with a band before. And I just remember the first time we played together, I kept kicking myself every time my voice cracked or I got a word wrong, but they wanted to keep me around, and here we are. I'm definitely very glad and very grateful that I gave it a shot.
I've been pretty much engulfed in music my whole life. What I listen to and what I play kind of sometimes align and sometimes they don't. I listen to stuff like Animals as Leaders, which is more of an instrumental heavy kind of thing. Chon, which is the lighter instrumental heavy thing. I love listening to jazz music just any Sunday morning that I'm drinking some coffee.
My whole journey on that's kind of weird. When I was young, I got into stuff like Gary Newman, Ultravox, these guys coming out doing stuff with the electronics, which are coming really big then. But eventually I discovered industrial music, which was a fusion of both. It had the electronics, but it had the aggression of metal guitars and stuff. And to me, that was perfect, So bands like Frontline Assembly, Front 242, I really dug that. That kind of became my thing. Which is why for so much of the stuff I've played in bands, I had to go back and learn, because I just, not where my head was back then. So we're kind of going back and picking up on that stuff, so.
I like all kinds of stuff. The stuff I'd like to play is more on the harder side. So on the Motley Crue, Guns stuff, sort of heavy classic rock.
When I was younger, I listened to a lot of pop and country. Then a few years later, I was brought to a Dropkick Murphys concert, and that just completely opened my eyes to so many new genres. So for a little while, I was into Irish rock, ska, and punk, and then I eventually started looking into the more classic rock and roll. And that's when I found Queen, and they have been my favorite band ever since. I then started listening to the types of music that my mom and dad grew up on. My mom was a big hair metal fan, so I was listening to Motley Crue, Poison, Skid Row. My dad was more of a thrash metal fan, He liked Metallica, Megadeth. So I was not only listening to it, but I was also singing it. So that's why it's really cool that we're doing a lot of like this hair metal, but also like classic rock, but also heavy metal type of music now. So we're all hoping pretty soon we can go out and play some gigs.